morning, Real Talkers, and of course, I am very much privileged to have him right now in our studio because he is just one of the most popular realtors in the country. And I am just so privileged to have him right now amid his busy schedule. Realtor, samahan niyo po akong kilalanin ang isa sa mga iniidolo natin sa industriya ng real estate. He hails from Tacloban City. And he also finished his real estate management course from the School of Professional Studies as one of the pioneer graduates talaga naman. And is right now the Real Estate Broker Association of the Philippines Makati Chapter President. I am so proud to introduce the one and the only President, Lemuel Egot. Hello po, Sir Press. Magandang umaga sa iyo. Kamusta ka na?
Good morning. It's a rainy day outside, but we're here, fired up. Intense and excited to share a lot of wisdom and talks about real estate and how we relate it in our lives as brokers, realtors.
Okay. Press, first of all, thank you. I know busy ka lagi and sino ba naman ang Vincentianan para puntahan mo? Okay, so Real Talkers, let's start. First thing, can you tell us your real estate journey? How did you decide? Bakit real estate? I know marami ka pang mga inaral before and a lot of exposures before entering to the real estate industry. Please share us.
Yes, actually, this was unplanned. Personally, I'm a very visionary person. I love planning my 5 to 10 years ahead of time. So when I was in high school, as early as high school, I do plan my future. So my original plan was really to be an electronics engineer. So my first 2 years in college is ECE, Electronics and Communications Engineering in Cebu. That's why I can also speak Bisaya because I studied in San Carlos. So then I went back to Tacloban because I felt that engineering was not my passion, and even if you conduct a lot of diligence, but if it is not matched with your personality, with what you like, with what is aligned with your likings in your future, it's really hard to study and to make things absorb in your mind. So when I went back to my hometown, BSRM was introduced and it was posted all over the school. I can remember that small A4, and it was landscape. It was advertised as a degree that you can take 3 board exams. So the broker, appraiser, and consultant. So yeah, it took my attention. It was really unplanned. So most of the students at my age that time will really not took the risk. It was only me at my age with my batch who took the risk and took the BSRM. And BSRM is like, what's that? The reaction of people within the campus is, what's that? What is that for? Will it survive in the next few years?
Exactly.
That's the reaction of the people. And most of the reaction is, Lem, are you at the right mind? That's the most reaction that I got. But yeah, there are a lot of moments in your life that there's that gut feel, and there's a human instinct that you need to do it. So that's the feeling that I got when I took the BSRM. So we were just few in the classroom. All of my classmates, or most of my classmates, were professionals. So I was also the founding president of our organization. So as early as that,
Nice.
that
A true leader as you are.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's natural, or I don't know.
Exactly.
You
Press,
know,
that's a very good point. No, you mentioned earlier. It was packaged to us. Just also, it goes also for me na isang course, BS Real Estate Management, right?
Yes.
And what's in it for us? I'll be getting 3 licenses, correct?
Yes.
What are those 3 licenses but that we'll get from BS Real Estate Management, Press?
Yeah. If you take the BS Real Estate Management in any CHED recognized schools in the Philippines, you may take the board exam for real estate broker. Firstly, actually real estate appraiser, depends on your preference. You can take whichever initially. But for the consultant, there's prerequisite. You need 10 years experience as broker or 5 years experience as appraiser. So that's the 3 licensure exams that you may take after graduating BSREM.
That's perfect. And dapat talaga, pag nakuha mo na yung diploma, mag-take ka na ng 3 board exam. Enjoyin mo na, di ba? Isagad mo na.
Yes.
Okay. Pres, allow me to congratulate you in advance because I've known that you are about to graduate with a diploma in, mga real talkers ha, ang bigat nito. University of the Philippines, Diliman lang naman po, no? Diploma in Urban and Regional Planning. Can you give us an idea about it? Just briefly.
Yeah. After I graduated in my hometown, I have that thirst for really knowledge. So I as a visionary me, I enrolled myself in UP Diliman to study urban planning. Why? Because I was so curious about what's happening in the city. As a kid who grew up from a town that was introduced into an urban development because there was a big mall that was constructed near our home. So I was curious how this happened. So the answer to that curiosity is to study urban planning, urban regional planning.
Okay. So you do you believe that with the possible license you'll acquire, you'll be able to help your immediate community in Tacloban?
For sure. Because when you acquire these licenses, this is just my personal take. There's a lot of professionals in the country that has multiple licenses, and you have a lot of multiple licenses. But my personal take for these licenses is you should use it. You should not make it just a display at your home. I have 2 right now, the broker and appraiser, and I was able to use it for the people who need it. Like I have clients for my appraisal that they really used it it helped them. For example, I had this appraisal client that it helped maintain peace in their family because there is no bias in the valuation. So for brokerages, I can use it now for my profession that puts food on my table. So I encourage the professionals that has multiple licenses in the country that I hope that you will use it for really to help the community, to the people who need it, especially for those licenses that only few practices that license. For example, the appraiser's license. My license number is 9,000 plus, so there are only few in the country, and these 9,000 are some of them are brokers who opt to just practice brokers because it's more lucrative. So when I talk recently in a university here in Manila, I encourage the BSRM students to also take the appraiser's exam, even if they're quite eyeing only for the brokers, because we are in dire need of practitioners for appraisal, especially for when I say appraisal, there's 2 practice. There's the assessment practice and appraisal. So either of those is we really have scarcity of appraisers in the country.
Okay. Pres, that's good to know that you are really helping a lot of people with your licenses. Appraiser, broker, and consultant, and soon. Yeah, the ENP license, no? What drives you to contribute to the society? Can you give us like an idea kung bakit ganun kalalim yung kagustuhan mo na bumabangon ka naturally, nakikita mo sarili mo na talagang nagsa-self-transcendence ka na eh. Mahirap yun ma-attain, especially if you're not financially, stable yet. So, can you tell us the driving force, Pres?
Maybe, I think personally, through my self-assessment, the drive it was not there at the very first. it was developed over time.
Okay, that's
Because
good
I
to know.
experienced the national government real estate
Ah, I
thing.
see.
I work
Okay.
at the asset management of the National Housing Authority.
Okay,
At
NHA.
the central office. So I experienced that the the national government has land assets that can be used for the common good. So these are the opportunities that the government, I think, that they should capitalize, because really we have good land assets that can be, they cannot be strictly be used straightforward as socialized housing, but with the proper asset management, like what the private sector is doing, there's a lot of potential for the government to really excel in earning. And when the government earns, they use the earnings for social services.
Okay, Press, talking about land management or assets, government assets, what is your perspective about real estate? Some people who enter into the industry, gusto lang nila kumita, mga mission and
Yeah.
everything. For Press Lemuel, what is real estate?
For me, real estate is a resource that builds the community. Real estate can break or make a family. So,
Ang lalim, Press.
yeah.
Grabe,
Yeah.
real talkers, ganyan katalino, kalalim si Press Lemuel.
Yeah.
Pang Miss Universe yung mga sagot. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really true, no? Na it can make or break a family. Can you expound more on other definitions of real estate, Press?
Real estate also, this also helps the social status of a person. So, if you have, if you start earning, some people do not expect that they have the capacity to acquire a real estate. That's where we come in as
The
brokers,
picture, yes.
to give awareness that even if you just started working, you have the capacity to acquire a land, especially at this early stage where it is a lot cheaper if you buy later on.
Talking
Yes.
about investments, Press Lemuel, I'm very, very sure you've been to a lot of countries, right? And you've seen how real estate is doing there.
Yeah.
Right now, where do you think is the Philippines positioned in terms of real estate?
I think for the country, for the real estate, it will be positively growing, because I'm currently in sales right now. That I've seen the positive attitude of buyers, compared to the few years before, when pandemics strike the whole world. We are at the stage where buyers are starting to appreciate that values really appreciate despite economic crisis, because real estate is a tangible asset. So, yes, value may be affected, but you can still earn from rentals. You can possess it. You can live within that property. So, I think it also boils down to the Filipino community that they want an asset that they can show to their relatives, to their family. For example, for OFWs, we have a lot of buyers from overseas that even if they haven't seen our project, they really buy, because as brokers, we need to let them feel the property virtually, and also the value that they are getting despite haven't seen the property yet. So I think with our OFWs continuing to rise, and aside from the rising number of OFWs, of course they elevate their purchasing power. I believe that the real estate industry in the country will continue to rise, together with the help of our brokers.
Us practitioners,
Yes.
right, Press? But just to relate to that, current news, how do you think can the Taiwan-China issue or the problema natin,
Yeah,
di ba?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Affect that eminently coming. They say it will happen. Some won't say that, pero how do you think would that affect our practice in real estate?
I think it would affect. I won't sugarcoat.
Okay.
It would affect, but to a certain extent, to a certain niche, to a certain area and projects. I think I won't mention
Certain areas,
what
okay.
areas are this, but it would also relate what kind of businesses that they are related. But in general, it won't significantly affect unless it is like the Asian crisis level.
1977.
Yes.
Or 1997, right?
I forgot the year. That's my
Asian
weakness.
financial
History is my
crisis.
weakness.
No problem.
Yeah.
But we definitely felt that, right? I mean, di pa ako pinapanganak nun, pero naramdaman natin yung impact nun. And you're telling me now, ito may impact din na malaki sa atin. If talaga nangyari.
I
Or hindi pa nga nangyayari actually, Pres eh. So how do you think will it impact us?
the instant effect would be the businesses that are straightforward related to these countries. But I think the big effect would really happen if there will be no solutions that will be done along the way. If we will just let it happen without mitigations. I don't see it as a threat right now. I see it more as a threat for specific niche, specific businesses. But in general, I don't see it as a threat yet.
Okay, okay. That's good to know. At saka natin problemahin pag nandyan na. Okay, Press, next question. You are so popular in the real estate industry. Of course, right now, you are the president of REPAB Makati chapter. You've been known as broker manager to a lot of brokers in the Philippines who are catering condo selling, di ba, or into project selling. Can you give a piece of advice to those students or those people who are planning to enter sa mundo natin? Alam natin gaano kahirap, di ba? It's not for everyone, correct? So, let's enlighten them.
Yeah. I started real estate practice 8 years ago. After I graduated, I started the practice. When we say practice, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're into private
selling,
sector.
yeah.
So say you practice, you can be working in the government also. The common misconception is when you pass the board exam for brokers specifically is you're a millionaire already or you're earning.
Instant, diba?
You'll be instantly earning instantaneously. I mean, I agree it's not for all. So my piece of advice for those who want to enter the real estate industry is first, do you have the right core values to be a real estate practitioner? I'd be honest, as a broker, you can see a lot of brokers that are snappy, pretty, elegantly suited, but what you see is just the tip of the iceberg. What you cannot see is these brokers fighting over calls over the phone, negotiating really, really hard for how many days before a deal can be closed, buyers asking a lot of questions. You must be ready if you want to enter the industry. Of course, passing the board exam is the first thing. But after you pass the board exam, there's a battlefield that you need to be equipped. You need to be mentally prepared. Because, I will not sugarcoat. Being a broker, specifically, I think if you want to be a successful broker, you really need to be strong. If you're not strong, I would really say that being a broker is not a profession for you because the buyers are investing millions worth of money and they want to really get the best service for them. If you cannot answer simple questions, they will really tell you straight to your face that you are not the right person that they're talking with.
That's hurtful.
Yeah.
Right. So, real talkers, it is not as easy as you think. And when you decide to enter into this world, talagang isa, dalawa, tatlo, hindi lang, apat, lima beses ka mag-iisip bago mo siya pasukin. And sabi nga ni Pres, no, hindi lang kagandahan, yung mga superficial things, no, porket sexy ka, gwapo ka, hindi yun doon. There's a lot of more profound qualifications that you need actually, bago ka masasabing fit in to the industry. So, Pres, can you tell our real talkers kung saan ba pwede silang mag-enroll para makakapag-aral ng real estate management?
Yes. Personally, I graduated at St. Paul's School of Professional Studies.
Lagi nagtatap. Doon nagre-review pa lang ako, sabi ko, ang dami nagtatap dito.
We had top one. I tried, actually. Just a trivia, I tried. And did you know that I landed rank 11?
Nako, yan na naman, Pres. Laging ganyan, kinukulang, pero baka mga point something.
Yeah, because I joined the last batch where there's really a big population of takers.
Okay. Kasi nga kayo yung, di ba, pioneer.
Pioneer. So, when I graduated, PRC was actually questioning my TOR.
Because?
Why is it you graduated BSRM? Because it's the first time that they encountered BSRM graduate.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's a CHED SO number, so they cannot question the CHED SO
so yung school ninyo, na kinakailangan ng SO, special order, di ba?
There should be
From
SO
CHED.
number from CHED. So, yeah, I was able to prove, but it took me more than a week before they verified my TOR, then they allowed me to take the exam. So yeah, how did I know that it was 11th place? Because
you verified from PRC?
I studied we have 400 items.
Okay.
And the top 10 is 85.50.
Okay.
So my rating is 85.
Sayang.
25.
Okay.
So if you compute the 0.25%, I think that's around one item. So
okay, so one rank.
One item. But yeah, it's I think I just correlated with life.
Okay.
Sometimes you need to be just grateful and just be happy with it. With the unique.
Okay. So real talkers, one takeaway life lesson from President Lemuel. So be grateful.
Yes.
Okay. Always be grateful. I heard also, Pres, the concept of pay forward. You're also practicing that.
Yes.
So can you relate that to your real estate practice?
Yeah. My pay it forward. It started with the pay it forward concept. I started it when I actually survived the Super Typhoon Yolanda.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So after I survived that,
direct experience, right?
Direct
First
experience.
hand.
I was in Tacloban that time. So it changed my life. It changed my whole track. It changed my plans. It changed how I think. So that's when the paid forward concept in my heart started to grow. It didn't start in a snap, but it started to grow that I need to give it back and do not expect something in return. So
the very definition of pay forward.
Yes, and the very specific rule of paid forward is, for example, I help that person, I tell that person, do not give it back to me, but give it to the next person that you want to help. And tell that person to pay it forward again.
As well.
So that's the best concept of that thing is, you are creating small ripple effect with few persons, but you don't know it's replicating and you're creating big waves already.
Nice.
Positive.
Grabe, real talkers. Ang lalim ni President Lemuel. The first time I saw you, sabi ko, this person so handsome, attractive. Pero as time went on and mas nakakasama kita, hindi lang pala yun. So tip, sabi mo nga, kanina tip of the iceberg. Okay, Pres, very quickly lang. How will you differentiate pay forward to payback?
Pay it forward is straightforwardly talking. It's I believe it has more bigger impact. It has higher impact and it has the opportunity to spread like a good virus. But for payback, payback is good.
Okay.
But when we say payback, it's more on being grateful to the person who helped you.
And it ends there. Diba?
It
Parang
ends
kayo
there.
lang yung nagtutulungan.
Yeah, but it's still good.
Still good.
Yeah, because for some people who helped me, I really
Gratefulness pa din.
grateful. Yeah, but personally, if I help someone, I don't really, I tell them directly that you don't need to give it back to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And I mean, if you really help, do not expect that
Exactly.
something.
Pres, in our industry, of course, medyo matagal-tagal na tayo sa industriya. How are our practitioners doing pay forward? Kasi para sa akin, medyo hindi masyado pinapractice yung pay forward, di ba? Payback, okay, maybe.
Yeah, payback.
How will you judge or assess na lang? Wag na yung judge, assess. Pay forward perspective in real estate practice.
I haven't seen anyone.
Haven't seen, diba? Ang onti-onti
You're the first
lang.
one that I've
You're the third. You're the third. And
I see
sabi
the
ko,
other
bakit
one.
kaya ganun din? Kasi nag-interview ako actually, Real Talk, nag-interview ako, hindi alam ni Presa, kung gaano kakabuting tao. And sabi nga, marami ka talagang mga engagements na hindi ka nagpapabayad. So sabi ko, Diyos ko, bihira eh. Bihira. I also do that, pero may times talaga na, syempre sa ano ko, kailangan may bayad na next, mga ganun. Pero ikaw, marami nagsasabi talaga, you're practicing pay forward. So, what is your note to our realtors in the industry?
For the co-realtors, my basic concept for that really is, of course, be kind always, and you don't know what's the impact that you're giving to a specific person if you do help this person, and you don't know what's the bigger impact that that person can provide to the next person, and you don't know that the person that you're helping could be the next president of the country.
Wow, grabe yun.
Yeah. I mean, it won't hurt if you help, for me. But
It won't
of
hurt
course, you help yourself first. If you have that, if you're secured with yourself, you don't have that insecurities. I think the most person that can help another person is
The
the
one.
person with less insecurities.
With less insecurities. Ang galing nun, Pres. Napapabilib mo ako sa sinabi mo yun. And just to insinuate that, you cannot help others talaga if you're not yet personally settled. And masasabi natin, isang bagay or aspect is the financial stability.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Pres, how will we assure our audience that there's really or they can attain financial security in real estate industry?
Yes. In terms of attainment of financial security, it won't be immediate, of course. But there are some agents or brokers or salesperson.
Mabilisan, di ba?
Yeah, there are a lot.
Kakapasok lang, malumog
pasok
agad.
lang, tas biglang may icebreaker sale agad. But in a normal scenario, it doesn't happen in a normal scenario. In terms of financial security, yes, it's true that just few deals in real estate, it will help you financially, as compared to a normal corporate job. So I computed it when I was, because I experienced my first 2 jobs are corporate jobs, both government and private. So I really computed when I was working the corporate job. If I close these specific deals, it can pay my 3 years worth of corporate job.
Wow, grabe
That's an example. But yeah, closing a deal is not easy also.
Of course.
So it's really a balance of the number of months that you have. Of course, you need to live. You need to have financial resources to be able to buy food, pay for your shelter, and transportation. I suggest if you really want to risk into real estate, you need to be prepared.
In all aspects.
I don't recommend that you just jump into real estate out of...
Basta-basta lang.
Yeah, because it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed even if you are good looking, if you are... I know a lot of brokers are really
Good looking.
intelligent and good
Intelligent,
looking,
yeah.
but it doesn't guarantee...
Like you look good, you're intelligent, Lahat na nasa iyo.
Not really. There are a lot more better than me. But I mean is there's no guarantee in real estate. You need to formulate your own
Strategies, maybe.
strategy or your sauce. There's no such thing as secret sauce in real estate. You create your own sauce. You create your own strategy that will match with your core values because my strategy won't work with you. Your strategy won't work with me. I know a lot of top-notchers but didn't risk into brokerage practice because they're comfortable with their corporate jobs. It doesn't mean that if you're intelligent, you automatically you will be the best broker that closed deal in just
That's
one
true.
sitting.
Yeah, that's true. Oo.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the I think that's one of the misconception also for brokers or practitioners about that if you are you did well in school or you did well in the board exam, you are guaranteed to close a deal. Yeah, it adds credibility.
Exactly.
You have plus points already in the
Definitely.
battlefield, but you need to even prove it in your practice that of course, there's a lot of factors that needs to be considered. Buyers now are intelligent buyers. They conduct their due diligence. The buyers now are different with the buyers 2 decades ago. The buyers now have the access in the internet. The government offices can provide easily digitally the documents that they need versus 2 decades ago. So we need to keep up also with our buyers that when they conduct due diligence, we are more expert than them. But because if the buyers are more expert than us,
Nakakahiya.
nakakahiya, promise, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's good, Press. And this question comes from one of your avid fans. So, sa fan ni Press Lemuel, ito na ha, itatanong ko na sa kanya. So, napakaswerte mo, itatanong ko na to sa kanya. You are so accomplished. I am seeing a very humble person in you. And I hope you will remain humble as you achieve greater heights coming from me, no? And marami ka ng mga napundar, right? Kilalang-kilala ka na. Successful ka, I must say, no? And coming from people who are friends to you, sinasabi talaga nilang epitome ka ng isang accomplished realtor. But question from your fan is, ano pa bang kulang? So, love life, mga ganyan, no? Sa isang Press Lemuel, and what keeps you maybe motivated sa buhay?
Of course, aside from my personal challenges, I have my personal challenges because I'm not perfect, of course. But I cannot tell that here, for this family matter that I need to. I did not grow up with silver platter. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I did not.
Oh, real talkers ha, trivia lang. Hindi po pala.
I'm not rich kid.
Oo, Diyos ko, lahat na,
Yeah.
akala naming lahat, maraming mayaman ng
No,
background ni
no.
Press Lemuel. So, you see, napakaganda nung pinapakita ni Press na sa pagdadala, di ba? Grabe ka magdala ng sarili mo,
Yeah.
Press.
So yeah, just an idea. My mother has been working in abroad for almost most of my lifetime. So yeah, so that's one of my goals to really make her go home already because she's missing her life already.
How long has it been, Press?
Almost 2 decades. Yeah,
Tagal na.
yeah,
What country?
Israel.
Okay, okay. So, how do you maintain constant communication with each other?
Yeah, just messenger. But before, 2 decades ago, there's no messenger. It's really SMS and roaming phone, cell phone, and it was hard before to communicate. But yeah, but my motivation is to really, of course, it's a formula of gratitude, service, and of course the paid forward because I was given this opportunity to live again. Of course, I have said that I survived, and also the opportunity that I am enjoying now is not the opportunity that is given to just anyone else. For example, my leadership opportunity, it was, just for the record, I did not choose it.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah,
We
because
did not choose it.
no, I think no broker wants to be
Totoo. Kahit anong may mga bata, walang sasagot
yeah, it's
na
really
ito ang
hard.
gusto nilang profession, di ba?
It's hard to, yeah, that one. And it's also hard to be a leader of an organization, especially for a big chapter like Makati chapter.
Sobrang laki.
Yeah, the
At tagal
pressure,
niyo na prestige ng REPAB Makati
it's
chapter.
for decades already. And yeah, I did not choose it, but if the calling is there, you should really answer the calling. Yeah. So, yeah, past President Mike told me
Agot.
the question. Actually, he did not tell me, but he just asked me if I'm up for the challenge. And while we were crossing the road,
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
Doon pa siya.
Doon pa while we were crossing, because
Very random.
That was the time that we went to BIR Makati, because we have that activity in REPAB that we need to have like external affairs thing. So we were crossing at Bindia, and we were going to Macdo, and he told me if am I up for the game. And my question is, I'm prepared already for VP position, for MIS, because that's what my passion is, computer and Canva. But yeah, my question is, oh my gosh, why me? There's a lot of good brokers in Makati.
Hindi ko nga in-expect din na mag-go ka dyan eh. Ang alam ko lang sa VP, pero
But I
di ba?
declined a lot of times. But really, if the calling is there and it is really for you, you cannot decline the call.
So it's the calling that you
It's the
just
calling.
answered. Okay, Pres, pagbigyan natin yung mga fans mo, no? Kamusta ang puso ng isang president? Ayan po, Real Talkers, ha? Ayan na, tinanong ko na para sa inyo. Kasi sinasabi nila, nasa iyo na lahat talaga eh. Ako, coming from me din, I can say. Sa katulad mo ba, mas mahirap makahanap ng partner or mas madali? I mean, just a question.
Yeah. I think it's a good question. For a person like us, like you also, that is very motivated and but I don't see yourself that I know a lot of persons that are career oriented, but I need to be sorry for saying this, but there are a lot of career oriented persons that are defining success as, for me, it's a superficial success if you just want to have the prestige.
Okay.
But I'm sorry if there are a lot of people who will be reacting with this statement. But
Mabigat
that's
yun
my
eh.
personal,
No
just
problem,
my personal
Pres.
opinion that I think that there are career-oriented persons that are superficial. They want like, for example, they want to have this position or license or opportunity just to think that they are better than anyone else. I think that these people are superficial.
Okay.
So, but us, I believe we have the same values, that we have deeper purpose, why we want to be motivated and extra motivated. We want to have good careers for better purpose. For this type of mindset like we have, I believe that you have that also. I know
exactly.
it. I can feel it if a person have that superficial personality and that deep
It will
personality.
manifest at early stage.
It manifests. And you don't need to tell me if you are like that.
Or not.
Your output, your choice of words, your what you're doing, it communicates. In terms of that question, it's extra hard to
Totoo, di ba?
because it's rare to meet a person that have the same motivation. For others, even my friends, think that, Lem, ang baduy mo naman, you have that calendar. For example, just while I was on my way, my friend, I told my friend that I'm available on the 3rd weekend of June, but I need to beg off again because there's a sudden meeting on that day. But it happened after I promised. So even my friends are telling me na, what's happening to you? Your
Hindi ba sila
calendar,
sanay sa ganun ka?
um, they are sanay, but with what happened this year that I have extra obligation, they are not that um, sanay, but I think they'll be more sanay.
Nakakatawa yun, they'll be more
Yeah.
sanay. So
Yeah.
going back to the
Going back
love
to the
life concern.
question, it's extra hard to look for someone else that have the same ideals, the same energy, because admit it, there are people who after they attain this goal, they settle for that. And what we are doing as a career-oriented person, for them, it is nonsense, it is too
Correct.
much. But for me, it is wrong to tell that a person's goal is not correct or invalidated just because that's not your perspective is different to my perspective. So it's extra hard to really look for a person that
Like you.
not necessarily that matches with your core values. Yeah, I'm very particular with core values.
Core values.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sa mga fans ni Pres Lemuel, you should have the core values na sinasabi niya para mag-match kayo sa kanya. Pero surprisingly, no, for a beautiful person like you, in and out, I must say, hindi talaga nagmamatter ang looks sa inyo. I mean, sige, sa'yo na lang. You really not initially looking at that. Physique. We're going personal talk.
It's okay. Yeah, because brokers are personal, social being also. So it's a valid question. I think I am a liar if I tell no. I don't look at that.
Diba? You still look initially, diba?
Yeah, but it's. I know a lot of persons that doesn't look at the. It depends on your preference.
Even if they also look good. I mean, with the standards.
Yes.
May ganun pa pala.
Yes.
Okay. So, hanapin natin.
No.
Paantayin lang natin.
It depends. We have our own checklist. Joke, just kidding. We have our own because it's hard to get into relationship that's you're half-hearted. It won't be a healthy relationship in the long run.
Grabe, nice yun. So, don't you have any like deadline kung kailan ka mag-settle na ang isang Pres Lemuel? Or maybe you are seeing someone na you're just waiting for that someone na ito na yung target ko pero hindi pa siya prepared. Something like that.
In terms of deadline, no. I don't have deadline
You don't
for that.
find na parang too late na yung mga friends
no,
ko,
no.
married na sila, ganyan.
No, I even have inaanak na. Inaanaks. I don't put pressure on myself on
sarili
that. Yeah. Because like what I've said with my friend, that's but we're at our quarter life. Yeah. More than our quarter
crisis.
life. Yeah. It's more pressure actually with the woman because they have their biological timeline. But even if you're a female or male, I believe that there should be no deadline because we have different environment that we move with. We have different challenges to solve, resources that we need to balance with our likes and needs. So I think the deadline, but for some, I think deadline works with them.
Yeah, definitely.
But for me, it
works
won't
for
work
them.
to put deadline with that aspect.
So, hindi mo na nararamdamang napag-iiwanan ka na? Walang ganon?
No. But I think if I meet someone that I feel that it's the right person, I think that the deadline would be
Shortened. Okay. Okay, so Real Talkers, I already asked it and it was beautifully answered by Pres Lemuel. So, I'm talking about Pres settling with someone. Why does it seem like patagal na patagal yung pagkakaroon mo ng partner in life?
I think it's more of I really did not put it into my priority, and Also, it really needs two to tango.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually hard to understand what I am doing now for specifically for this year. I am juggling a lot of responsibilities with my one body only. So um, also with my previous years when I was studying at my graduate school, um, solving my problems. Also, challenges, like what I've said, I did not grow up in a rich family. So, I consider it kasi na it's just along the way, but it is not part of my
Priorities.
priorities. So if it suddenly appear,
Ang ganda na.
okay.
If it suddenly appears, okay.
Yeah, but I am not really that type of person who is looking
Chasing for
chasing.
love.
Yeah.
Chasing.
So like what I'm telling my officers, we do not chase, we attract.
We attract. Okay.
We need that energy to really attract.
Parang tinamaan ako. Parang natamaan ako doon. We don't chase for love.
We should not chase. Even with our professional life, personal, professional, we should not chase. We should attract what we deserve.
Okay, that has been a wonderful one-on-one interview with no less than the president of REPAB Makati chapter, Pres Lemuel. Thank you very much. And of course, to those Real Talkers, please follow our Facebook and YouTube account. That's 1RealTalk. Okay? And Pres, would you want to invite them with your engagements?
Sure. I just have two invitations. First, since I'm a broker manager of Artaland Corporation, just quickly, Artaland is the only real estate developer in the country that has 100% green building portfolio. So it's not only environmentally friendly, but it is holistically helping our society also, our economy. Because if you say sustainable, it is a holistic approach, not only the environment. So when you buy a property in Artaland, you help holistically the nation or the community. Also, it's an advantage to own a green building, condominium or house and lot or office space because you have more operational savings for water and electricity. Also, for if you are a real estate broker, just message me. Just search my name. My name is all over in the internet, Lemuel Egot, to be accredited with Artaland. And if you're a buyer or investor, just message me also so I can introduce with you the green building portfolio of Artaland. Second, if you're a real estate broker, please join Real Estate Brokers Association of the Philippines.
Makati chapter.
Makati chapter or any chapter where you are located at or with your own preference because we have 49.
49
chapters in the country. So if whether you're in Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, you can choose the chapter that fits in your preference, especially in your listings and with the community that you want to be engaging with. Yeah, so join us. So you'll be more enjoying your profession, not only work but also work-life balance.
Work-life balance.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Pres Egot. And for any engagements that you would like to have with me, please email at jmvrealty.marketing@gmail.com. So once again, thank you very much. And as I always say, to God be the glory. Thank you so much, Real Talkers. One Real Talk, one-on-one conversation.